guys, Psychic here, and welcome back to another episode of Cave Factory with me. Hello, and we have our wonderful, beautiful factory behind us, and I'm so proud of it. I, in between episodes, did exactly what I said I would. So in the background here, I went ahead and backup started. Yay! Decorated it. Just super simple. All I did is I took these like pillar support things and I extended them back here. I had a weird number though. So it's what it does is tall, short, tall, short, tall, tall, short, tall, short. Like it evens out. This is the middle here. And then these are also only 2 apart when everything else is 4. But I think it looks nice, and then I did the thing, just like something super, super simple, adds a little bit more texture. It's really just big, flat area. So like once we dig out this block here, I might have to decorate it a little bit more if I wanted to add more texture. Texture's just the word I'm using today. And do that, but right now I think it looks perfectly fine the way it is. And even on the inside, which I've also finished setting up all the machines, you can see it, and it looks pretty nice. I will say in this room it looks a little odd because it does it twice, and then you're like, oh, it should do it there, but that's technically the middle of the building, and it doesn't do that, but that's perfectly fine. I'm not too worried about it. But yes, I set up all of the stuff, so everything except for this one has a lever on it. Pipes are all connected, so this is ready to go once I get power. Because this is the thing, is this whole setup is so that we can get energy, but to get energy, we need energy. And I know that sounds weird, but that's because we may have made water wheels in a couple episodes ago, but we never actually made them as in put them up to make energy. So that's what we're going to go do this episode. And I also, I did this stuff, so this is the crusher, and then this will face this way for being the arc furnace, so this is like a little hallway thing. Except I could move it and just keep this part open because I realized. So I went ahead and crafted the assembler because I'm like, I don't know what the assembler is. I've never made it. I've never used it. Never seen anyone use it. I have no idea. And basically, it's exactly what I need in order to do automation because what it is, like this, you know how this looks like the front of a crafting table? That's because it kind of is. So you can input 3 different crafting recipes into it, and as long as it has the items and energy to make it, it'll just automatically craft it, and I believe it's 1 item per second, as long as it's got enough RF. So it's really quick, and it also holds 3 different types of fluids. So it's absolutely perfect for, like, there's a quest, like one of our first quests for basic automation that I have not done, which I don't have to use the assembler for this per se, but I think it would make things a lot easier, is the automatic kelp farm. I wouldn't use this to produce the kelp or dry the kelp, but I would be able to use this to take that dried kelp and make it into blocks and belts without worrying about having to set up 2 completely separate things for 2 different types of recipes. It'll just put them both in there and it'll automatically craft it. So that's great. So I think we can do that for this, and that means I'll also be making a lot more of these in the future. So right now I'm going to leave it right here, but I don't believe once I start making all of these automatic producing for kelp and other future things, I will move it around depending on if I make another building or anything like that. It's just going to be there for a holder and for me to look at because it's kind of pretty right now. And I went ahead and set the coke oven up, so it's producing right now, and you might notice that there is no fluid in it despite making things, and that's because in the background here, I have set up the fluid pump, and then there's this pipe that goes straight into the ground, and I have finished the basement. So if we go over here real quick, and go down here. Ta-da! Super simple, like I said, nothing fancy. I think the fanciest thing is the stairs are like kind of like half a wall, so I can do texture. I was originally gonna like be like, oh, I'll make a whole storage area over here. I don't need to do that. So, but I went ahead and set up the tank. So this one is holding all of the creosote oil that we're getting from that one thing, and it's just coming in from the wall here. So I have this set up so I can either put another one here, or I can just extend it out. I might just make it kind of like it keeps going until about here, and then it'll make it like a hallway sort of thing going up and down the sides. That's pretty much what I'm doing. And then I have 2 tanks set up over here for what hopefully is going to be our diesel production. So what I have is, this looks confusing, I know, but what it is from the top I have the... Talking really gets my nose running, and I don't know why. It's not even early in the morning. Anyway, so I have the pipe up here. Instead of going out like I had it in the tanks that would stand right here, I just have it going straight into the ground and bypassing the diesel generator. You might be thinking, Psychic, you can just connect it straight to the diesel generator. It'll be perfectly fine. I know, but I want it to go into storage first and then, like, come back out. Like, in my mind, this works very specifically, so... but I could always just, like, where I was standing there, I could just plop a pipe there and it would work just fine. But right now I have it going straight into this fluid tank and then from the back here. So you need it'll automatically input to the bottom or tops of tanks, and then you need a lever or a redstone signal for it to output from that side. Now, from what I understand of how I've been doing this is like, so if I flip this lever, all sides would then output. I don't think you can choose input output when on one side, so I've in my head I've always done with the tops input, bottoms output. So that's what I'm doing here. So it's going to input for the top here, and then I have this going from the back, and I actually have this tank going into this tank, and then this one outputs to go into the diesel generator. And this allows me to take this tank and put some more tanks to the side if I feel like I need some more, and that way, like, just connect them all from the back here, and it would go into this tank. So this is like the fueling tank, and the rest of these are storage tanks, if that makes any sense. So hopefully that'll work. I have no idea because I have no energy. So what we're going to do is go grab our water wheels, because we should have them somewhere. And we're going to go ahead and get some like basic energy going for stuff. Now, the only thing I haven't figured out is where exactly I'm putting the water wheel. I don't think wherever I put them this episode would be their permanent spot. But let me go ahead and grab them. I have one water wheel, and I should kinetic dynamo. Okay. I could probably make some more. These are pretty easy to make as long as I have enough treated wood, which I don't. Well, I need 4 of these, and each of these 1, 2, 3. That's 12. 12 of these and 16 sticks. I don't have enough. Let's go make treated wood. Actually, I need bucket, and I need a crafting table because I didn't put them in there because I thought I had enough. Don't growl at me! Anyway, let's see. Oh, look. Let's go ahead and make this into this. I'll do 4. Why not? Let's just do 4 stacks. I probably will just leave the crafting table there. I will also need to make, I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do the path that leads up to there, because I know, and I purposely put the entrance in a weird spot. Hang on 1 second. My apologies. Okay, anyway. What was I talking about? Oh, we're making, I have to go downstairs for this. Yeah, I probably won't make all of the treated planks right out the bat, but I'll at least have it up here for me to grab some more if need be. So I'm just going to plop this here. Then all I have to do is this. If there was an easier way to do it, I would. What I probably could have done is grabbed all of my buckets. Oops. And done that, but that's not what I did, so. Okay, I'll just leave that there. I have enough. I should have enough. Well, actually, what I could do is just... No, I didn't grab the steel. One more time to make it an even 25. I know that's not an even number, but I'm doing that anyway. And then I'll leave that there. Okay. So let's go make some more water wheels. Boo! I need more buckets anyway. Well, actually, I could just go use my water dank. Liquid dank. I don't think... What is it called? Is it a liquid dank? Is that just the name of it? What are you? Tank! That makes sense. So each of these, it's just 1. So I'll grab 2, because I think it said I can have a max of 3 water wheels on the same dynamo, if I remember correctly. So what did I say? I need 12 of these at the bare minimum. So if I'm doing that twice, I need 24. And then 16, so 32 sticks. Let's see if I did that right. So I should make 8 of these. Yes! Yay! And then 2 more water wheels. Awesome. See, I can math. So we're going to do that, and then all I have to do is grab some probably LV and LV wire relay, and then I have some insulated. So I don't know what I'm powering yet. I know I need energy is my thing, but I don't know what to power yet. I was thinking, though, because we'll need to initially power the stuff in there before it creates diesel, but I also need to make a separate farm in order to feed it stuff, but I don't have to do that yet. That would just be the beginning. So I also need... Yeah, I don't have one in here. I know this is all LV, but I was thinking about just jumping straight to HV. And the reason I want to do that is because HV's better. It's not better because in one way because you can't actually make insulated HV. It's such a high energy thing, it's just not a possible thing. But I know that the capacitor holds more and then it transfers more quickly for the wire relay and all that, and it's really not much. Well, the relay might be because I don't have. Well, no, I can make green dye, iron grit, and glass. Yeah, I can make this. And it's just aluminum. I have a ton of aluminum, and then some terracotta, which isn't bad. And then the capacitor itself is pretty easy. I've always tried to figure out, like, in my head that I'm like, oh, this since it's level 3 of, because you have LV, MV, and HV, I believe. And it just, none of them are hard to craft. But I think it's because I always get to the point of having so much ore before I get to this. This would be a little different if you were having a hard time with ore. So I think what we want to do... Well, first of all, let me grab my water thing. And make sure it's set to water and not lava. There we go. No, it's only got 11 buckets. I need to go get more water at some point. Let's think. Can I attach? I'm not sure. I don't think you can attach. Stop. You're so loud. I don't know if I can necessarily attach LV to HV. That's why I kind of would have to do that. Well, I can make one LV capacitor for now. Because how do I make that? Yeah, it's basically the same. It's just ingots. So lead, copper, iron, and treated wood planks. I'll make one. Because I don't want to waste too much material. I mean, to be fair, I'm not really wasting material. It's very difficult for me to do that at this point. I think it was 2 copper, 3 iron, 1 lead, and 1 redstone. And then we make this, and then back. Also, we never actually claimed the quests, so a lot of this will give us some stuff. So, like, the assembler is going to give us the extracting conveyor belt, which is what I actually have working with that smeltery over there. So that's a good thing to have. Let's see, the refinery gives us HV wire. Okay, that's... I just made LV. I could have done this. Okay, so it gave me the HV wire connectors and HV wire coils, which is great. And then the diesel generator is going to give us an HV capacitor and an HV transformer. Now, transformers, I'm trying to remember exactly how they work. I believe what it'll do, because you make it with an MV. Okay, yeah. So what it does is you insert either HV or MV, and it'll transfer it over to the other. Usually, I believe you go from high energy to low energy, so that way, like, this would directly connect to our power source. And that way, and then we go to MV, so that way you don't electrocute yourself if you're close to wires, because you can insulate the MV. So that's usually what that's for, so that's good. But we also get an HV capacitor out of that. The crusher is going to give us coke dust, which I don't know what to do with. Hop graphite dust. Okay, I'm just gonna throw this in here for now. And then Distillation Tower. No, I do have the stuff for it. This will give us an automatic lubricator and a flare stack. I have no idea what either of those are. So those are just gonna go into the chest for now. Okay, so that should have been all the quests, yeah, to claim for now. You sounded like a creeper for a hot second. It startled me. Anyway. So actually, from this setup, all we're missing is the HV relay. But for now, we'll just stick with LV because that's the easier one. And let's go figure out where to put this for now. So... what I could do, this would probably be the thing that makes the most sense for right now, because we have that basement. And the basement is right below where all of our energy is going. That makes the most sense. And if we could just put the water wheel down there for now, what we could do is just power some of our basic machines and then directly connect it to a couple of these to at least start the process. And then it won't be fast whatsoever. But if we do that, that'll at least start it a little bit, because the goal for me usually when I set this up is to have the diesel generator powering itself, to have this connect to these and go. I do struggle with it sometimes because I end up running out of diesel because I'm also using the energy for other things. But I can also just hope, like, if I have this setup going and then this is able to power just this setup to produce it, and I'm producing diesel faster than I am using it for the one, then I can possibly create another diesel generator and just stick it somewhere and use that for energy everywhere else. It's just I have to create enough diesel to keep up with that. Because I think if the math I've been told before is if you have 2 fermenters and 2 squeezers, and it goes to 1 refinery, it should be able to power 2 diesel generators as long as your production is at max all of the time. So constantly having both of these filled and producing and working, that's the part I struggle with those. So, but I think for now what we can do, I'm not going to make this super pretty, but I'm going to go ahead and use some dolomite, might as well because it's bright, and get this started. So I believe, okay. I'm trying to think where exactly I want the kinetic dynamo to go, because I can have it go straight up into the ceiling, but straight up into the ceiling would be this. So I actually need it on this side. Yeah, because it goes, this is the wall. Yeah, that'll work. So let's go ahead and do this. It'd be 1, I have to be able to hold it. And these are how big? Ah, that big. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 by 5. Okay. So if I can, well, actually, no, this is fine. I could use this back wall. I don't have to put this back here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if it's that way, and if I do it like this, I think, and then I'll have 3. And then all I need to do is put this up. 1, 2. But actually, whoops. Okay. And then I believe I could do it that way, right? That's how that works? Ooh, this won't work, actually. I don't think it's not tall enough. The room's not tall enough. I'd have to, actually would have to dig into the ground one, which would be fine for now. I could have used my hammer here, but I'm not. I probably don't have to break that one, though, I don't think. This should spin just fine. And then water. And then I'll put just the LV capacitor wire here, because this will just be the easiest thing for me. I don't think I can connect connector to connector. Let me double check that. Oh, no, I can't. Birds on wire. Cool. You just can't connect this to a different connector. Got it. So let's make this an input, energy input, and this will be an energy output. So then I can output it up. Okay. Now we just have to get this bad boy spinning. And I think the way I want to do it is usually you have the water on the top. Like, that's self-explanatory. But it needs to go one direction, so can't go backwards. It needs to, because if you do it any other way, then it gets funky. Okay. And I don't want the water to spill from the sides. So I'll do it like this. And it should work. This might get funky on this side because of the capacitor and all that, but it should, this should, oh, that worked. Okay. Go. Oh, it went to the side. No. Hang on. I need to block this water off. Ah! It's also not spinning, which is a problem. Ah! I hope it's not because I have those blocks on the bottom. Oh, I'm spinning this. Where'd my water go? There we go. Ah! Oh no. Why is this hard? Oh no! Oh, I forgot that since it's stone, it makes it into cobblestone. That's sad. Oh, the lanterns are working. Okay, I was like, what happened? Let's see. Can I put it there? Right, it's not flowing quite right yet. Okay, yeah, something's being blocked, and I have a feeling it's because I never broke these. Yep. Put this water wheel back if I can. There we go. Put this one back. Boop. Yay, it's spinning. Alright, cool. This looks awful, but it's working. So it's spinning. I don't know if it's really going the fastest speed it can go, but it is creating power. See? We got power in there now. So we can now use this for various things. So I think what we'll do first, because we're not using the metal press, and that's usually what that's for, I think I'm just going to simply use it for, we're going to have to start a pump jack quest, but I really need to do the farm. Actually, hang on. So there's no quest for this part, which is perfectly fine. And we also never made an engineer's workbench, but leave that part alone. So this is water wheel. So this is creating energy. This is going to fill up really fast, unfortunately. So, well, not unfortunately, but we don't have any more space, so it's just going to stop. But won't explode, which is great. So I'm going to go through this stuff in there. What we need to do to at least start our process of making the oh wow, words are so difficult for me today. Let me think how this works. Shh. Any more of this? Oh, that's all I have. Okay, I'll make more of that later. We need, if we're gonna do some automatic farms, I believe they. Oh, what are they called? What are they called? I know what they look like. Ah, these garden cloches. We need some cloches. So what these do is they will automatically grow things using power. They'll grow faster if you provide bone meal in the system, but it's not required. All you really need is energy and water, and it'll automatically grow things you have. And it's a pretty easy recipe. It's iron mechanical components, treated wood planks and glass, and then a vacuum tube. And then a vacuum tube is what we will need the engineer's workbench for. But it's just nickel plate, redstone dust, a copper wire, and some glass. And then, of course, the engineer's blueprint for it, which is iron, aluminum, copper, blue dye, and stuff. Now, I don't have access to... Well, no, I do have access to blue dye because I have lapis, and I forgot that's how that works. So we're going to have to create ourselves an engineer's workbench, which is a quest. That's wonderful. So we can do that, and then it makes the engineer's blueprint. And that will lead us into what we need to make ourselves an a potato and wheat farm, so that way we can actually have a proper amount of stuff for our diesel. So we did things a little out of order, but this is better for me. So, but we are at the end of this episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any tips, tricks, or anything like that, please put it down in the comments below. I always greatly appreciate it. Just as a reminder, I am going back to school. So technically, I've been in school this entire time because I took summer courses. As I'm recording this, I just finished my summer course a couple days ago, but I'll be starting school next week for the fall semester. But by the time you guys see this, I believe... Let me look at my calendar. It'll be the Thursday of my first week of school. So... yeah, so just as a forewarning for any future episodes, because I'm going to be pre-recording as much as I can, if things are going slower or I'm not responding to... I respond to y'all's comments, like, as I go, but, like, in video, if you're like, hey, Psychic, you should really do this, and then I respond to you of, like, yeah, I really should do that, and then I don't do it, it's not because I'm being mean or ignoring you, it's because I already technically did it in the video, and your comment would have been great if I knew ahead of time, but I trying my best. But, like, what I do is I pre-record quite a bit, but I don't record everything for the whole semester, because it's 3 months worth of videos, and that's a lot of videos, so... I will still do things that just might be delayed by, like, a comment, and then I'll get to it, like, a month later, so you gotta wait 4 episodes, but hopefully it's not too big of a deal. I really hope so. So, yeah, I think I will leave it off there. In between episodes, I will try to... At the bare minimum, I will dig out a space to put the new building for our garden stuff. It's either I'll put a new building, or I think I've talked about before, I'll put a little entrance here and just have it underground. But now I have a basement under there, so I'm not exactly sure how well that will work, but we'll see. But at the bare minimum, I'll just dig all of that out, and then we'll figure it out from there. If I do decide to do more, it would just be trying to figure out the water wheel situation and how to connect that and maybe some more water wheels and stuff up as I go. So, yeah, okay, I'll stop talking now. I hope I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!